Okay, so this is one of those instances that I've done before where I'm going live on the YouTube and then I'm live on Instagram. So what's going on? What's up? So sure already know why I'm going live because today, March 21st, 2023, is the official publish or publication date for my book, Holography, the whole writing of the arts and sciences as one educational discipline. Out now. Yes, so that's how thick we dealing with. It's real thick, real roomy at the hips. You know what I mean? Thick. It's about 448 pages, I'd say. It's around that, around there. You know what I'm saying? Around there, around there. Like I said, you can probably feel the ecstaticness, you know what I'm saying, the ecstasy. I don't do ecstasy, you know what I'm saying? I don't even look like somebody that do ecstasy. Do I look like that? I don't look like that. You know what I'm saying? So, it's whatever. Oh, so I did something wrong here. It says I am unable to broadcast on Instagram. Hold on, wait a minute. They're always doing something stupid. Anyway, let's just do it on YouTube because I'm not sure about this tablet here because I got a tablet and I didn't know you're supposed to update that. But anyway, Al Achad around here, you know what I'm saying? For those of you that you see the author of the title is, some if you don't know how to pronounce it, it's Al Achad or Al Achad, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, this is a very exciting feeling. You know what I'm saying? It's a sense of accomplishment, something that was completed, done, complete out there for people to purchase, to read, to harp on it, tear it apart, agree with it, disagree with it, come with their own stance on it, their own opinions. And like I said, when you put out something like this, you better be prepared for that. You know what I'm saying? Don't think that no one is supposed to criticize your work or have something negative to say about it. And it's not always about someone being a hater or what I like to call a spec hater. It says beyond that. Because like I said, no one has to agree with everything you're saying in your work. You know what I mean? Like there's people that's gonna read it and they're gonna agree with maybe 80%, and then it's a 20% they ain't rocking with. You know what I'm saying? So that's a real thing, but it's out. You know what I mean? So you're looking at the author copies like I had in my other video about this. Whenever you're dealing with Amazon or whatever, when they send you an author copy, they always put this. They started doing this, I guess, recently because I mean this was years ago when I was publishing my other books, but now they put this not for resale on here because it's supposed to just be a proof. So this is just a copy, a couple copies of the book where it's all about you going through the book and making sure that, there's no mistakes, there's no typos, there's no print errors, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes the blue, you see how I have a blue spine, like this could bleed out, and it's like, that's something you don't want. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted, just the binding to be blue. And you might get a book where the blue all bleeds all over on the book, and it's like, nah, that's not what I wanted. So like I say, you got to kind of, that's what these books are for. These two with the resale on it, it's just to make sure that, like I said before, the book is straight, it's legit. You don't want to put out no bull or haphazard, lazy, put together product. You know what I'm saying? I want people when they read this that I went the extra mile to do certain things. You know what I mean? To do certain things, to make certain things the way they are. You know what I mean? Because this is all me. Like there is no, I didn't, no one helped me with this book at all. There was no one helping me edit it. There was no one that gave me ideas on the cover. This is all me, all me. You know what I'm saying? All me. And it's harder, takes a little longer, but you know what I'm saying, when there's budget constraints and then you don't want to deal with people that take too long to do things or try to overcharge you for editing and all that stuff. It's like you got to take matters into your own hands, and put it out and do it. You know what I'm saying? What you gotta do. Ain't no thing, you know what I'm saying? It's just more work, you know what I'm saying? It's more moving parts to be, to to keep track of, you know what I'm saying? Because, if it's a group project, then you don't really have to do that. However, there's drawbacks with that too, because there's people that, they don't want to go along with, or stick to the plan that everyone else is on. They want to be in their own lane and cause problems, or, what I'm saying, they late for something, or they taking too long to do something. That could be a problem for the entire group of people that's, working on the project or whatever. You know what I mean? So let me give an official reading. I want you to hear it from my voice of what this book is actually about. So, holography, the whole writing of the arts and sciences as one educational discipline by Al Achad. So, what explains everything in existence, be it physical or metaphysical, animate or inanimate, mathematical or abstract, natural or supernatural? Whether it is a religion, an ideology, a philosophy, a culture, spiritual system, cosmology, or paradigm, what undergirds them all? What best explains what it all really means and why any of it exists? This calls for a thorough and transdisciplinary grand unifying theorem, aka GUT or GUT. In holography, the whole writing of the arts and sciences as one educational discipline, Alchemist Al Achad presents the Holography Unified Theorem, which is WUT or triple UT, also known as what? The most accurate theorem, more accurate than any model of particle physics, string theories, the various other theories of everything, also known as TOEs or TOEs, and the many cosmologies around the world. Akkad employs the WUT expressed as A equals 1 over infinity to identify the thread tying all things together as one and to educate in the most holistic way possible with the aim of overcoming fragmentality. This book, stylized as a six-sided vinyl record album, takes a critical look at contemporary specialist education, the woke conscious community, and the New Age movement, and combines all fields of study in and beyond modern academia to reap the benefits of the unity of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on in here. And then it kind of got this blocked off. So hold on. I hate when they do that. Wait a minute. Wait. So, using a myriad of progressive insights such as ontoteleology, the dream genome thesis, and seminal semiotics, holography gives readers an overdue clarity of existence and a surefire pathway to discover their purposes for existing via the truest approaches to education. By the end of this book slash album, the reader or seeker will fully understand that the meaning of life is the expression of every possible meaning. So that's the synopsis of the book. I just read it to you. So just like it says, this is a focus on education because dealing with conscious stuff, dealing with college, dealing with academia, universities across the world, wherever you can find education and where there's a focus on, so-called learning and teaching and, you know, acquiring knowledge to be used somewhere else or just to expand the mind. This is what this book is for. It's for anyone that definitely wants to like really know what the true education is and benefit practically from that true education. That's what I'm doing in this book. So I come with, like I said, my own grand unifying theorem, which is the holography unified theorem, where it's a theory or theorem or proof of everything. So whatever it is that you want to talk about, whatever it is you want to explain, no matter what it is you want to talk about, my theorem explains everything. because it's the same deal if you go into the science community and they're talking about, particle physics or string theories about, how the universe is made and what the universe is made of and what's the construct of the universe. How do you explain light? How you explain earth, outer space, in space, you know what I'm saying? Time, all that, you know what I'm saying? And I'm coming with the holography unified theorem to be more accurate than any theorem that has come forth so far. So what I'm saying is that in this book, this holography unified theorem expressed as A equals 1 over infinity is more accurate than any string theory. It's more accurate than any particle physics. It's more accurate than any quantum mechanics or quantum physics. It's even more accurate than Gabriel Oyibo's Gagot, which is the God Almighty Grand Unifying Theorem. It's even more accurate than that. That's my claim in this book. So, like I said, you're going through this whole book to learn about what the true education is, how all things are related as one, how do all things connect as one, because this is all about a holography. So, we're overcoming in this book, we're overcoming fragmentality. Fragmentality is a broken mental state where you're not making connections between all the pieces of experience, knowledge, information, data that you have, and you're not, putting it together as a whole thing. So that means you can't see the whole picture because of that broken, fragmented perspective and, saying uh perception of things. So this book aims to help you get into a more holography or holographic or holistic understanding of things by treating everything as part of the whole script. So if this is a whole script that you're living out, this is a whole narrative of life that you chose to live, how do you best read it and how do you best interpret it? How do you then move from there to go on to do practical applications after you have properly read and properly interpreted what you've read? You know what I'm saying? So when we talk about holography, if you want to do the etymology, because there's a lot of etymology in this book, holography basically means in its etymological sense, hollow meaning or holo meaning whole. And this is why the W is placed here because it's originally spelled without the W. But I put the W here so that you make no mistake about what it is this is about. We're dealing with the whole thing. So the holo means whole, and then graphy means writing, charting, graphing, or recording. Anything you do with a pen, anything you do with a pencil, you know what I'm saying? Anything you do on vinyl, wax. This is why part of this logo on my book or picture has the two records with the needle on them. They're reverse of each other. One is black, one is white or whatever. So that's, you record on there. Record, right? I don't know if anyone you ever seen any videos or anyone who owns a vinyl cutter, and that's basically burning whatever you trying to put on the vinyl into the vinyl. So it's just like burning a CD, you know what I'm saying, in a hard drive or whatever, or a tower. But vinyl cutting is you're actually cutting into the vinyl with the sounds, the shape of the sound waves into the actual black vinyl or whatever color, because there's different color vinyl. Like I got this Purple Rain Prince album, and his obviously his vinyl is purple or whatever. So this is what this is all about. It's about the whole writing. In case you don't know what this means, I put it right up under there. The whole writing. Yep. And for any of you that are interested, your whole thing is about education, learning, teaching, lecturing. Um, this is about taking all the fields of academia, whether it's biology, music, law, metaphysics, even things that mainstream academia doesn't deal with. They probably call it pseudoscience, like spirituality and magic and all that stuff. What we're doing with this book, again, we're combining all subjects, all arts, all sciences as one thing. We're not treating them as divided or separate fields. Nah, we're looking at the thread that ties them all together. We're looking at analogies that tie all these fields together so that when you learn or when you're trying to educate yourself and other people, you know how to do it without being fragmented or divided or plural. It's all one thing. How all fields of study fit in as one thing. I'm not the first one to say this, but I'm definitely going to be one of the ones that thoroughly explains it and gives a compelling explication on it. You know what I'm saying? In this book, this is like one big ass dissertation. There's even theses in here, like for example, the dream genome thesis, the character line thesis. You know what I'm saying? Just to name those two in here. It's like one big ass dissertation. I can even take any of these chapters and turn it into like a thesis or a dissertation. So this is something you want to have in your your library or your collection of books, because it's going to help you understand all those other books you already got, because I'm pretty sure every book that you have deals with a certain field or a certain subject or a certain academic discipline. This gives you the ability to combine them into one and see them as one, thereby overcoming fragmentality in a broken mind. You know what I'm saying? Putting all the pieces together. It's like most people mind is like they, just to give an analogy, it's like they have a pile of puzzle pieces. All these pieces of information, knowledge, data, its perspectives just in a pile. And they think that that's the end of learning, because it's like, oh, I got all these books, I got all these people that I've listened to on YouTube, I got all these people that I've heard throughout the years or whatever. I got all this data, all this information, but it never sat down once to put any of it together. So you just got a pile of puzzle pieces of information. Okay, so what do you think is supposed to happen next? You're supposed to put it together as one. That's what you're supposed to do. Who cares if you have a pile of information? Anybody can have a pile of information. Your phone is, you can extract all the piles of information you could ever want. But who's putting it together? Who's assembling and arranging it into a complete, coherent whole? This is what holography is for. Because I'm not here to tell you that you're wrong about whatever you know or that you're incorrect. I am here to say that you are limited, if I can see that, or that you're fragmented in your understanding. And a book like this will help you sew and put all the pieces together. You know what I'm saying? It's not enough to just have a pile of puzzle pieces. You have to put the puzzle together. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of models of education are like that, or even on the internet, it's just a bunch of information, bunch of data. Some of it true, some of it false, some of it exaggerated, some of it convoluted, is all, discombobulated. But who's putting the knowledge and the pieces of information together as a coherent whole? Who's doing that? I am. That's why I wrote this. You know what I'm saying? Start looking at things from a more holistic perspective, because like I said, once you start making these connections and these linkages together, now you're going to start getting into territories and frontiers that you won't find anywhere else, because you were able to put the knowledge and assemble it and arrange it together as one thing. You know what I'm saying? That makes you more advanced than anybody just sitting here claiming to know stuff. So what? And then obviously, like I said before, I isolated this word discipline by itself on its own line so that you know exactly what's up. You know what I'm saying? You've been watching me, or you know about my discipline. It's right here. There's a whole chapter. Here, I even show it to you. Whole chapter on here on discipline. You're damn straight. Boom. Chapter 16, discipline. My favorite chapter of the whole book. So after you've learned this information, you done got your ideology, you done learned your philosophy, how you going to do things, you done did the studies, the theoretical research and all that. Now it's time to apply it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm all about practical education, or excuse me, practical application, or praxis, Praxis, praxis. Philosophy, theory, practice. That's the alchemical process. You know what I'm saying? So that you're thorough. That's, what I'm saying? That's another thing, that people lack that thoroughness when they're explaining things or when they're trying to learn something. It's like you're only dealing with the surface. You're only dealing with like the superficial stuff. You're not really getting into the roots, or dare I say, you're not even close or near the kernel as in kernel work. So there's root work and then there's kernel work. This is the start of the kernel work. I'm going beyond the roots. It doesn't start at the root, it starts with the seed. Yeah, the root is depthical, it's deep, but it ain't, that's not the starting point. We're going all the way to the beginning. You know what I'm saying? And going from there. And learning, just learning how to also read your existence, because that's a thing a lot of people don't know how to do either. Or if they do, they're misinterpreting a lot of different elements and aspects of their experience. You know what I mean? We also, in this book, deal with experts, the science of expertise or the science of experience. So you got a lot of people claiming to be experts out here, but they don't really have a working understanding or a accurate understanding of why they are experiencing anything. So you can be an expert at rapping. You could be an expert at occult information. You could be an expert at nutrition, weight loss. You could be an expert at, governmental law and politics. But it's like, are you an expert at experience itself? Do you know why things are happening right now? Do you know why things have already happened? Do you know why things are going to happen? That's what a true expert is. I deal with this in my book, Holography. In this book I cover the importance of experiential learning, which is lacking out here. Whether we talking about the academic community, the conscious occult community, the new age movement, don't matter. They all have this commonality of lacking depth and lacking the ability to understand experience. By the end of this book, I'm showing you how to read your experience so that you are never lost as the reason why anything is happening to you at this point in time. Why you won't be lost as you go back into previous experiences and then going forward into the future. Do you know how to read your experiences? Do you know how to properly interpret what's happening? Whether it's happening to you or you're making something happen to somebody or something else. Why? Like I said before, I take a critical look at college and university, being that I'm a student, have been a student. I got, a couple degrees based on that. Not a bachelor's degree and none of that stuff. As far as I got in, mainstream, higher education is just an associate's degree. And then just recently I had got a undergraduate certificate. So my whole thing with that is we're taking a critical look at that. You know what I'm saying? Now, some of the stuff you probably already know about college, some stuff, you can get some more clarity on, or just know some things throughout the history of a university. Like, for example, do you know what the first university was really for? I deal with that in my book. Or why that, in college nowadays, some people go for what's called a liberal arts degree. Where does that term liberal arts come from? What's the history of that? I deal with that in my book. And dealing with the whole thing of the semblance or the simulacrum or the simulation of intelligence, but lacking the true intelligence. See, a lot of people out here they have the veneer of it. They have the look of intelligence. They sound smart. You know what I'm saying? They look smart. They come off as smart, but are they really in fact intelligent? Are they really in fact that smart? How much do they know? Do they know why things happen to them? So I definitely deal with that. The semblance or the appearance of education when there is none really there at all, or nothing advanced in degree. We deal with that in here. Because the longest chapter in this book is true education, and that's chapter 15. And it's long because I'm showing you all these different facets of a true education that will help you develop as a thing, an individual, a being. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's a whole part of this book or side where we also deal with teleology or entelechy, which is the actualization of potential and the reason why you're even existing in the first place. See, there's a lot of lost individuals, wayward souls out here, wayward beings who do not know why they exist. And it shows by the fact that they're just wandering aimlessly throughout life. They're not purpose driven. There's nothing to aim for. And they're lost. This is the book that can help you get found. Find yourself. You know, I have a good saying where it goes, here it goes. Uh, 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 Let go of the world and get a hold of yourself. This is what you want to get when you do stuff like that. You want to get a book like this right here, baby. It's thick. You know what I'm saying? Not one of those flimsy books where, you know, people think they know what they're talking about and trying to say it in like, 150 pages. No, this is 448 pages of thorough understanding of education, grand unified theorems, and all that type of thing. Now, this book isn't really geared towards like teenagers or young kids or anything, but however, you can still use anything in here and apply it to being able to properly educate children and young adults and stuff like that. This is more for like the college conscious community crowd, you know what I'm saying? Those that are after a higher knowledge or a higher understanding, or they're seeking wisdom. Because my journey started with me asking, what is wisdom? And this is probably like what, all the way back in like 2000, what, 2007, 2008. That's how my journey started, asking myself, what is wisdom? And now we here where I'm putting forth a, bold claim. You know what I'm saying? You get to sit here and decide, after you read it, if it was worthwhile or not, or if it's legit or not. But that's what I'm doing. You know, that's what I'm doing. Now, where am I coming from as far as like who am I to write such a book like this? Like the books like this, who am I to write something like this? Well, I've been doing counseling and consultation since 2014. I've been doing astrology birth charts along with that. So usually when people get a birth chart report from me, they usually get hour or 2 hour consultation. So I've been doing that since 2014. So I'm in my ninth year of that. Um, I have my own courses, you know what I'm saying? Uh, Emotional baggage claim, inner work suite, which is the extended version of that. Uh, as far as publishing is concerned, this is my fourth book. You know what I'm saying? I've written 3 books already before this one. What else? I've worked for ACT out here in Iowa, the ACT college testing company. So you know they're the two big ones. There's SAT and then ACT. I worked for ACT on and off for about 4 or 5 years. So that's dealing with school administration and dealing with testing and um, calculating scores and dealing with parents and principals. So I got experience dealing with the administrative side of education too. I also worked for Pearson Education, which is the largest education company in the world. It's headquartered in uh, United Kingdom or England. So basically, think of every college textbook that you ever had. Pearson probably was behind the creation or the publishing of that textbook. And any type of testing that you ever did online or on a computer, especially or not limited to college, like any type of like online testing you can do. You know what I'm saying, for any type of business or career or even for the military, like Pearson is pretty much responsible for that. You know what I'm saying? So I worked for them for like maybe like a month and a few weeks. You know what I'm saying? However, like I said, it's all a part of my background in education or whatnot. And like I said, I already told you my degrees. Um, Also, University of Metaphysics. Got my bachelor of metaphysical science. So it's not a bachelor's degree by the standards of the regional accreditation societies that you have across the world and in the United States. But University of Metaphysics is international, and like I said before, when I went to this school. I didn't necessarily learn my metaphysics from there or my approach to metaphysics. What I learned was how to counsel and be a consultant from them. So that's what I learned from them. Because, like I said, I'm autodidactic. Like I learn by myself, independent study. You know what I mean? For the most part. So all that is in here, man. All that experience. You know what I'm saying? All of that. You know what I mean? And just like I said, any of you that have watched my videos or dealt with my posts, you know what I'm saying, over the years, like I said, you know how I do. You know what I'm saying? So now there is a tome or a book to kind of, sum it all up. Now, everything that I ever, posted online ain't in here because then that would have made this book more like 800 pages long. And I really didn't even want this book to be about 400 or going over 400. I really wanted it at like a sweet 300 pages, but it's like, I had to put that stuff in there, man. And anything that I cut out, like I said, that's grounds for another book. You know what I'm saying? Maybe in a year or so or a couple years, I'll have a sequel or volume 2 of Holography coming out. But for now, like I said, this is just a solid. It's not necessarily introduction to what I do because there's more to it than it just being an introduction, but it's a solid start on the journey of holography, the whole reading, the whole writing, the whole recording. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is me on the back. This is the time where I was interviewed at a radio station. So I took this picture and I thought it was a good addition or a good thing to put on the back of the book since we're dealing with recording and uh, that nature or whatever. So it's me with a mic. And like I said, this is stylized like a six-sided album, you know what I'm saying? Like I got my albums over here, you know what I'm saying? I got this right here. I had to get the Purple Rain on them this shit. I had to get that one. Um, had to get my Marvin Gaye on, you know what I'm saying? Classic album right here. Um, got the two Michael Jacksons, Bad and Thriller. You gotta get those. And I got my Love Supreme, John Coltrane. Got that one. So I'm gonna build up my collection, man. But because of the reason why, like I said, it's stylized like a record and vinyl record is because I love music. I love wax. I love listening to vinyl. I love crate digging online too. So putting all that together and saying, look, you know, this is like a recording. You know what I'm saying? It's just like if you were to cut vinyl and put the music into the grooves of the vinyl. This is what you're doing. This is what I'm doing essentially. You know what I'm saying? So, as I get out of here, I just want to let you know that you can find this book at holographer.com/the-book. It's going to be in the description. You can just click on it. It'll take you right to the website. So now, and this is what I told people who have already pre-ordered the book. There's going to be a slight delay because of the amount of orders I got. So that means it's going to take longer to actually like print the books out and get them shipped to my my abode here, my home, so that I can autograph them, put some extra stuff in there, just for being a, you know, valued customer and send them off to everybody. So because once you go to my website, there's a book form that you fill out where you tell me, address, name, email, and all that stuff. I ask you, what do you want me to write as far as your autograph, like where you want me to write it and what you want me to write in the book, and just fill that out. Send the payment. I accept Cashapp, PayPal, Zelle, Venmo, Wise, and all those other ones. You know what I'm saying? Because when it comes to business, you got to make sure that you're accommodating the client or customer on how they want to pay. You know what I mean? Well, I'll accept checks though, unless it's a big check. Like what I'm saying, you talking about thousands, I accept that check. But everything else, like I said, Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, what I'm saying, PayPal. And for those of you that that you do want an autographed copy from me, I am going to also send you, because this is how special you are. I'm going to send you a PDF ebook version of the book as well. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be a wait to get the physical copy with the autograph in it. So I'm going to send you, once you make your purchase, I'm going to send you via email the ebook. You know what I'm saying? The ebook version. So then you'll have an autographed copy, and then you'll also have something you'll be able to read it on your computer, tablet, phone, or whatever other smart device you got. So again, holographer.com/the book, and that's where you can purchase it. Like I said, do yourself a favor and get yourself help, and you know what I'm saying, get yourself unfragmented in your understanding of things. And like I say, I deal with an acronym known as SEMIO, which is spirituality, esoterica, metaphysics, ideology, and the occult. So I kind of treat that as all one thing because a lot of those different aspects kind of overlap a lot. You know what I'm saying? So it's just SEMIO. So this book deals with SEMIO: spirituality, esoterica, metaphysics, ideology, and the occult. So go ahead and get that. Don't waste time. It's a collector's item, especially if you get it autographed. You know what I'm saying? Get the autograph. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? They should throw fireworks up in the air, you know what I'm saying, for books like this. But like I said, my name is Al Achad, also known to a lot of you as Alex Will 64, and I'm gone. Buy the book.